Okay, I am live. It's 7:02. I am 2 minutes late already, but guess what? I was going to be completely 100% late and not do this at all because I am just, I'm just not feeling great today. I am feeling so tired. I'm exhausted beyond compare. Like I wore myself out yesterday when I was like doing the photo shoot and the videos and all of. That's really weird looking, isn't it? Look. What if I did this? I am such a dork, but look. Okay, I'm so dumb. Yeah, so I'm not feeling good. Brian just made me nachos, and then he comes and he just like hands me this with it. Like, I'm like, okay, thanks. Like, you know, he just like he puts down a plate of like nachos, like, or it's basically just chips with some like melted cheese on it, and then he just hands me this. He goes, here's dinner. So that's what I had. Needless to say, I am going to be ordering a food service. Okay, so let me go over here to the YouTube. So the reason I'm doing these live videos is to connect with you guys, and so that I can like know who the viewers are. And you know, it's really important to me that I'm like here doing these videos, not just for me. Like, it's not about just me. It's really about you guys. I mean, I'm here because I want to know you. I want to connect with you. I want to be of service to you. I want to help you. I want to inspire you to get out and to live, you know, your best life and to do things that scare you, really. So there's this thing in August. It's like a video every single day in August. It's called Vita, and my friend Vicky's doing it. So I'm like, oh, fine. If Vicky's doing it, I can do it. So I decided to do mine live. So let's see. Where am I? So yeah, depression is something that I have dealt with for a very long time, and there's a lag there. So let me turn this down because I have you on the phone here, and then I have you on the computer here, and that way if there are any kind of comments or anything, then I can answer them, and questions are always great. So I definitely love getting questions, so do not feel afraid to ask me anything. Okay, so like, I have been dealing with depression myself for a very long time. And depression is not something that you can just like, okay, so we have Devin here and we have Renata here. Renata, aren't you supposed to be in bed? I bet Devin woke you up so that you could come into the live stream, didn't he? Devin is so funny. Devin and Renata, by the way, you guys, are two of my most amazing Freebirds. Love them both. They show up to the videos and they always make me smile, and it's great to have them here. So what I'm talking, what? Talk you today, what? Renata, Devin! I'm glad you guys are here. If you have any questions for me at all, Devin or Renata, now is a really great time for you to ask them, okay? So then you can put them in the comments and I will answer them. In the meantime, I'm just going to keep talking about the depression. I wanted to say, like, depression is something that there's two different kinds. There's like a situational kind of depression. Oh my gosh, I forgot. I was supposed to be filming it this way, and now it's locked. I am so sorry. I'm going to apologize right now to my moderator and manager, Sean, because I should have known that. That's a simple thing. Turn the phone to the side. I didn't do it. I'll do it next time, I promise. Yeah, I wasn't even going to do this video because of not feeling good. Depression, there's two different kinds. I suffer from depression, so I get like kind of like this anxiety and this kind of like angst around it. But there's situational depression where if something happens that, you know, hurts, it's normal to get depressed about it in life, and there's so many things that come up. But real depression is when it doesn't go away, and it just doesn't go away like at all. It just keeps going, and it's like this feeling where it just completely like just takes over my entire body, and I feel so heavy. It's like that feeling where I feel like I'm underwater and I'm just like, I can't breathe, and all I want to do is just be out of my own skin, because everything hurts and feels heavy and unbearable. And the biggest trick about depression is that it tricks your mind into thinking that it's never going to change and that you're never going to feel okay. So here's what I've learned from being diagnosed with depression myself. I've learned that depression is a real thing. It's not something to be made fun of. If you're telling your friends that you're depressed and they're like, oh, well, just go down outside and exercise more, or maybe you should this and that. It's like, no, there's real tools that are out there that help. And those things like exercising and other things like that do help. But I'm talking about like the overall big help. And here's the thing. You need to go to a doctor. Like, not a regular doctor. Go to somebody that is trusted, that has good reviews on Yelp, that isn't out just to medicate you and put you on something because they could put you on the wrong thing. When I first started being diagnosed, like, I had to go through so many different medications to figure out what was the right one for me that I was like going crazy. Like, I was like, this medication made me like this, the other medication just made me like this, the other medication. I mean, it was like always some kind of like weird different medication, and it took a while to find the right medication for me. But now I do take medication every single day. So here it is, guys. I'm being real. Every single day I take pills. I take a lot of pills every single day, but it's not here's what I take. So every single day, look at that. I take Effexor, I take Wellbutrin, and then I have pills that I take for my rheumatoid arthritis, which also isn't helpful. Hang on. Oh, there's kids that are outside that are like letting their dog pee on my tree. And they're walking in my yard. That's fine. No problem at all. So yeah, I do have a lot of different pills, and I take them. And I have had people comment and say things in the past about the fact that I'm on medications for my depression. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the medication. I was so suicidal for so long, and I have attempted suicide too. It's not something that I'm proud to say, but it's not something I'm ashamed to say either, because the past does not equal the future, and it just really shows like how serious depression was for me. And you know, people can look at other people's lives and they can think like they must have it all. And I used to do that too. I used to compare my life. You know, I still do it. Like, I would compare my life to like other people's lives, and then that just really didn't help either. Like, it's hard. And when you have the depression, other things that seem like they're so simple can actually just be so overwhelming that you just don't know what to do. You know, there's a lot of expectations that I give myself, and I have been held back because of my depression, because of myself holding myself back and not going after and doing the things that I need to do. So this is where I wanted to say something to you guys, to Devin and to Renata and to anybody else that's going to watch this in the future. And that is just, you know, that you help me too, and that I'm here making these videos because I need you guys just as much as you might like watching me. Or you might not like watching me. Turn away if you don't like watching me. That's okay too. I'm not going to beg for subscribers or viewers. You can subscribe if you want. If you're not subscribed and you're watching this, subscribe. But I'm not going to, like, you know, beg anymore or go about things in a desperate way like I have been. It just doesn't feel good to, like, compare yourself. I compare myself to, like, the bigger YouTubers. That's what I do. And what it does is it makes me stop the creation process, where I don't get to be able to like create the kind of like videos and stories that I want to. And then I stop and I'm just like throwing out content just to have content up on the channel and stuff. But it's not the stuff that I love. And it's like there's certain vlogs that I have that I completely love having up there, and I feel like they're helpful to my viewers, and those are my favorite ones. But then there's other vlogs and videos that I have up on my channel here that are just like bleh. So when I compare myself to other YouTubers who can go out there and make these most insane videos, like they're out there like flying around in helicopters and jumping off of them and, you know, traveling across the desert on a donkey or whatever. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here in the valley like, you know, okay, so here we go. Here's a question, finally, great. So Renata asked, what is my biggest dream? My biggest dream is to live a life of substance and to make a difference for other people, to where I made other people feel joy or happiness or some kind of like hope. Maybe that I taught them something, maybe that I did something right with them. My biggest dream used to be like, oh, I wanted to win an Academy Award for my films. I wanted to stand up on the stage and get the accolades and the recognition and all of that. And, you know, since I started making videos and being able to just like connect here, I don't feel that kind of like need like to be up on the stage and get the accolades or anything like that. And as far as like winning an Academy Award, which is like the big dream for a lot of the actresses, it's like, that's like the big like general average dream. But that's why I'm trying to answer this, Renata, in the best way that I can, to where I really give you the truth of what I want. I want my family to feel loved, and I want my family to feel okay, and I want others out there just to not feel like the pain that I have felt. I have felt such dark and deep pains in my life that are from trauma, from situations, and also from dealing with my real depression. And I don't know. Am I feeling alone? No, Renata, I do not feel alone. As a matter of fact, I like being alone. I like to isolate. It's something that I do. No, I have actually, there's a house full here. I have a couple of assistants in there, and then Brian is out there with somebody by the pool doing who knows what. It's always crazy. I don't feel alone. But then, you know, Renata, do you ever feel like you're alone when you're in a room full of people, or you're even around a whole bunch of people that you love and they know you really well, but then all of a sudden you just stop and you pause and you're like, does anything even matter? I mean, and then you stop and you pause. And I used to feel really sorry for myself a lot too. So that's when I started taking like these deep actions, and I take these actions every single day. And this channel is what gives me the source to even sometimes just get up and get out of bed, because I'm like, I need to go make a vlog today. And then I have something important to do. I get to wake up, I get to think about what my video is going to be. I get to make some of the boring, lame things seem exciting by adding in some dramatic music and some fun to it. And I get to meet strangers from all over the world. Did I get your postcard, Renata? Yes, I did. Thank you very much. Your cat was thinking of turning into an emotional support pet. They can be emotional support pets without having to be turned into one. Just don't travel. You just don't travel with it. But I had problems last time I was traveling with Athena, and she has all of her paperwork. Where is she? None of my dogs are even in here with me because they're out there with everybody else. And I'm in here with you guys. So yeah, I feel depressed sometimes when I'm in a room full of people, and I have to stop and pause, and I have to like, here's what I do. I stop and I walk outside by myself, and I always take a moment for myself when I'm in crowds and around people. Like, even if it's like going to the bathroom and like sitting inside of the stall just to be alone, just to like focus, I do. And I stop and I pause and I think, what can I do to help somebody else while I'm here? And then what I'll leave the bathroom, or I'll leave wherever I am in the crowd, and then I'll go back into wherever I am, and I'll look around, and I always see there's somebody, if I'm observant enough, there's always somebody else there that's not comfortable too. So I find that person, and I go and I talk to that person, and I try to make them feel better and more comfortable about where they are. And what it does is it just like completely makes me feel better, because all of a sudden I'm helping somebody else, and it's not just all about me. And I thought, you know, just by taking that moment. Also, another little trick, while you're taking that moment, if you touch stuff and like to become present, because it's so easy just to get caught up in our heads, and we're just like all of this craziness going on in our heads where we don't like even like pause. So you like, if you touch stuff, you just become more present and in the moment, like with the depression. So I'll be like, okay, so like lotion. So I'm like, okay, cool. So here's this lotion. That's lotion. And I touch it. This is lotion. And then what it does is it starts taking me out of my head and onto like the present of where I am and what, look, these are my glasses. I'm touching my glasses. This is my water. I'm touching my water. This is my lip gloss. This is my lip gloss. Okay, I'm touching things. This is my Moroccan oil. So it's like all these different kind of like different things. You just touch things and become acknowledge the things that are outside of my head. That way I can get present and get back into the world where I am. Because depression and anxiety doesn't go away just because you take pills. What are my favorite dishes? Renata asks. My favorite dishes are always vegetarian. I do not eat meat, and I will never eat meat again. So all of my dishes are really, at this time, to be honest, like they're not that great. I am a horrible cook, and Brian, I think, is worse. But he thinks he knows how to cook. We just actually did order a food service from, who did we get it from? I think Blue Apron or something, to start ordering food that you could to make here, because I'm such a bad cook. I wanted to get like all of the different ingredients and everything so we could make healthier meals. Devin said 12-step status, or is it the 11th? I don't know. Could not tell you. Yeah, so I eat only vegetarian food. Today I watched a video that I did not like seeing. And the reason I watched it is because if I look at the graphic pictures that I don't want to see, I shock myself into knowing the trauma and the horror of how awful it is for an animal that is living its life in a factory farm to be slaughtered. I don't want to go into like the gory details of how I feel about vegetarianism or veganism or anything in this video specifically, but I can say in terms of it relating to depression that eating healthy foods and taking a lot of the right supplements and definitely drinking a lot of water, whether you want to or not, is so important. That's another thing too, like with the with being hydrated, is like I started, like I just got this thing right here. So, and what I wanted to do is like fill it up every single day and drink it. I think this is like day before yesterday's water. Like I haven't finished it. I have a really bad habit that you can see here on my desk. So here's my bad habit. I mean, there could be worse habits. It could be soda, which is way worse. But look what I do. I'm always drinking water like out of the can. Who is my favorite human? Do I have a favorite human? Well, that would depend. I mean, I do definitely have favorite humans, for sure. I think that one of my favorite human beings is my friend and ex-boyfriend, Greg Brooker. That man is such a class act. So kind, so generous, so loving, and so put me in my spot and in my place about how I was living my life. He was actually somebody that, you know, kind of like understood where I was as far as my insanities and my depressions and stuff like that. We dated for a while, and as a matter of fact, he has a movie coming out. Yesterday it came out. Today's Saturday. Christopher Robin. He wrote the story for it. His name's in the credits for the story for that movie, which he'll be getting paid a lot of money for. So Greg Brooker is definitely one of my favorite people because he saw me and loved me when I could not love myself. When I was with him, I was just like doing things like I would like throw things, I would yell at him, and I would be dramatic. I would show up like on a date wearing like just like the lowest cut, you know, shirts and like leather jeans, and I was like, and he was like, okay, he's like this like intellect kind of like nerdy type, like really opposite of me, and I learned so much from him. So he's one of my definite favorite people in this world because of believing in me when no one else did. So, I'm one of your favorite. Well, thank you, Renata. I do appreciate that. You thought I was going to say Brian? That would be just too easy. I can't just say Brian. No, I mean, that's a given. I love Brian. You know, most of the time. Except for when he's being, like, annoying to me. Like, and then here's how he's annoying to me, okay, you guys? He's always like, did you turn off the light? Or did you close the door? Or did you... It's like, you are not my dad. Stop telling me to, like, turn off the light or to, like, close the door. It's like, here's, for an example, like, I'll walk outside to go grab something, and then I'll come back in. And in the meantime, he's like, well, why didn't you close the door behind you? And I'm like, oh, you are not the boss of me. You are not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. So, yeah, I hope that I have answered, like, a few of your questions about depression and shared with you that if you do suffer from depression, you're not alone. Like, let's talk about it. Like, you could put here in the comments, I would love to hear, like, when you were first diagnosed with depression, if you had depression, or if you weren't diagnosed and you just know, like, hey, I'm fucking depressed. Like, you know you're depressed and you need help. The biggest thing that I can suggest is that you get the help that you need. You go to the professionals, you get the help. And then you get outside and you start talking about it to other people that have the same things going on, and you see what you can do to try to help them. Just like I'm trying to do right now, to see if there's anything I can do to help you guys, because that's what these live videos are for, is to connect with you, to be raw with you, to be authentic with you, and also to give me just like a little bit of time off from making my regularly scheduled edited videos, because I don't know if you guys know this or not, but every video that I put up on this channel that's edited, each one of those takes me about 7 hours to edit. It takes me about 7 hours to edit like 8 or 9 minutes. So about an hour. It takes so much to edit the videos. So what I'm doing right now is I'm doing some really fun videos, like some fashion haul videos. I'm also doing this new little thing called I Can Do Little Hard Things, or Hard Little Things. And that's because I have so much difficulty doing just the simplest things sometimes, that I'm just going to like show like, oh, I can do it. I can, like the simple things, like I can learn how to clean a toilet. I don't know, like, you know, and just show like how I know how to do it. What is my biggest dream for my YouTube page? Renata, my biggest dream for this page is to know you guys, to be able to help you guys, to be able to really be here for my viewers. You know, my first year on YouTube, I was here for me. I was here, and I kept trying like so many different kinds of videos, and I still, you know, try a lot of different videos. I'm in the middle of a rebrand right now, which I think I've, you know, you guys know about that. And it's not, I mean, I want the numbers, definitely want the numbers. I want to grow this channel huge, like, you know, 10 million, that'd be good. Let's start with 10 million. But at the same time, you know, I am so lucky that I get to just meet people and talk from like here. Like I'm in Los Angeles, and Devin's in Ohio, and Renata is in Lithuania, and anybody else, it's like we're just able to connect here and just to be honest and to be real. And how great is it that we get to do that? I didn't have any idea that I was going to talk to anybody today about depression, and it really feels good to just be able to just like get it out, to talk about it, to share about it. I want to hear your comments about it. Please do me a favor, if you are new to my channel. First, I apologize that the video is this way. Next time I'll make it go this way. And I love you guys. Why did you decide to start vlogging or have your own YouTube page? Because Renata, I have always had this thing where I have to constantly create. You know, I wrote that movie Black Tar Road, which you've seen. I write, direct, and produce movies, and I did that before YouTube. Like I made that movie Laundry that's here on my page. I've made several films, and I was just like, I just create and I can't stop, and I needed a place to create regularly where I didn't want to drive across town like for some audition with 100 other actresses that look like me and probably maybe even more talented than me, definitely more responsible, and that you know, like they deserve those roles. And I wanted to create my own stuff because I know specifically what I want to do in terms of my acting and my writing and my directing. And I thought it would become better if I learned how to write and tell and share a little story with the videos and edit it and put it out there quickly, that I would get better. And what happened is I started just like loving the feedback and loving talking to you guys. And now with the new rebrand, this channel is completely for the viewer and how I can help you guys connect with you and be of service to you in any way that I can. You were also playing in the movie Black Russian, aren't you? Yes, I was in the movie Black Russian as well. And actually, if you want to know the truth, Brian was also in the movie Black Russian. He played a clown. And that happened quite by mistake because he was on set with me when somebody else fell through and they're like, hey, we need a clown. They put him in. So on that note, the clown note, I am going to tell you guys that I'm going to get back to what I was doing. I gotta get back outside and see what's going on with Brian. And then I'm going to just go lay down because today has been a day. I don't feel good. I've been working too hard. I've been doing a lot and I have so many more expectations of myself than anybody else could possibly have. I have high standards of what I want in life, and then you throw in like the depression and the any kind of mental illness and anxiety and ADHD and everything else on top of depression and art, and it just gets a little bit chaotic. So I need you guys. You keep me grounded. You're amazing. You're awesome. You're free birds, and I love you. Please like and subscribe for the Amber Vibe. Okay? Bye.